So that's two dead starts that we've had for the episode now of just like dead
I'm
silence
kind
after I hit.
I'm kind of like I'm kind of sad.
Oh, why for?
Okay, so in Animal Crossing, um, they did a whole bunch of new updates and new things,
Oh yeah, they did
and
the Animal Crossing direct thing happened. I didn't watch, obviously. Uh,
yeah, so there's a ton of like new content, a lot of ease of access, quality of life stuff. They even added a whole cooking mechanic, which now means in order to cook, you need ingredients. You can get those by fishing, and they also added a farming aspect now because there's crops that you can buy, right?
okay.
And so that's all great, and you can go and spend bells to go upgrade this one separate sort of camp area where a lot of the NPCs that sell you specialty stuff are just there permanently instead of coming through your town randomly. So you can go and you can buy that stuff, and that's all great. And like I want to play this game a lot, and I'm having fun. I'm rebuilding my town. I just hate my villagers.
Okay.
I don't like most of them.
Screw these animal people, I guess.
I I I would very much like if most of them moved away and never came back.
Is, is
And
is that a thing you can do? Like I thought that Animal Crossing villages were just like the same characters every time. It's always like the stupid bird and the other ones. I don't fucking know.
so there's hundreds of different potential Animal Crossing villagers that can live in your town, right?
Hmm.
So it means every village, every island, every town, whatever, will have its own sort of unique atmosphere with unique characters. I mean, they all have sort of personality types that they all adhere to, but they have their own unique quirks.
Hmm.
Um, the thing is, some of those Animal Crossing characters are cool. Like there's one that is a robot, or there's one that is lucky and it's a dog that's wrapped in bandages. And like
Oh,
cute
that doesn't
stuff.
sound lucky to me.
No, no, no. He looks like a mummy, and lots of cool character designs. And then you have a lot of very ugly, hard to look at villagers that you just don't like and don't want in your town. They're not fun to be around.
Okay,
I have a few. I have a few in my town that I like and that I'm fond of. But then, like, there's this duck Quilson,
that's a
and
good
he,
name.
with his like green skin and his freaking little mop of yellow hair, and I'm like, I don't want you in my town, Quilson. I didn't invite you. And I got rid of the big freaking pink rhino that was in my town. And you know what comes back? This freaking blue hippo who is textured in a way that looks like she's made of like some sort of cloth or something. I don't know. I don't like her. Go away.
Okay.
And like I got something I like. I like there's Al the gorilla and he's great. I like Al. There's Genji the rabbit, and he's got a cool design and a cool style to him. You know, there's Cherry. She's like this red bear who wants to be an idol, and she's kind of fun to be around. You know, but and there's Hamphrey, and Hamphrey's like this squat little like black hamster, and he talks like an old man, and I like him.
Patient,
but then
patient up in here with the fucking episode title.
but like I I don't I think that some of these villagers that show up in my town, I just don't want to talk to them. There's this like weird purple frog, and she's just, I don't like looking at her. I don't want to talk to her. Leave me alone.
So mean.
Yeah, it's very mean.
It feels like he's shit talking about them behind their backs.
Very much so.
Oh.
If you want me to, I'll write a letter in game and send it to them with my hate, and they'll thank me for it. But
No, Zero. That's just cruelty for the sake of it.
but like,
Quilson,
But nothing.
I hate your stupid fucking hair, and why are you green, you ugly motherfucker?
yeah.
Oh, thank you
acknowledged
for the
me.
criticism. I'll take it under advisement.
Look at this. Look at this guy. Look at Quilson. Nobody likes
Christ.
Quilson.
Okay, in fairness. Oh boy.
Come now. You know, at this point, just let me know when you're done bashing.
Look at Bertha. I don't know why. This is all to get to the point that there are two ways to change the villagers in your town. The first is to use an amiibo card of a specific character that you want, invite them to your town 3 times, and then you can just select somebody in your town for that new character to replace.
Okay.
Very convenient, very easy, and it can be with the specific character that you want. You have more control, right? The other method is to force the villager to leave. Now, I don't like using the neglect option. The neglect option is just don't talk to them. Just ignore them. Don't invite them to any of your parties. You know, be a dick and a terrible neighbor.
Passive aggressive them until they decide. Oh, I get the picture. Okay,
And they're like, I'm thinking about moving out and spreading my wings, and you're like, yeah, go for it. You know, I think that there's better things for you out there than to be in my freaking town.
I mean, that's not entirely wrong since you hate them and treat them like shit, so yeah, that kind of is better things elsewhere, I guess. Ooh.
I've been playing this franchise for ever since the first game. I've played every single game in it. I've had whole different groups of villagers in my town, and you know, if I get somebody who looks really cool or has a cool design, then yeah, I'm lucky. But it is the case. It hasn't been the case in any of those games when I've just been surrounded by villagers I just don't like. It's I know I sound like a dick.
Yeah, you kind of do. I'm debating whether this is better than Dead Air or not. Like, holy shit, dude.
But if I'm going to be spending all my time here, I don't want to talk to Quilson. You can go over there, Quilson. I don't like you. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, I'm gonna ping patient so he comes back.
I'm done. Um, I do think I want to talk about the new features and stuff that I actually do like about the game because
Mhm.
I've not been able to get any amiibo cards because they're all out of stock because they just released the Series 5 amiibo and everything. Anyway, um, the additional features, one of them being that the alpacas from what was it? Was it New Leaf? Um, one of the previous games, they could refurbish your stuff, have returned in the campsite, and that means that a bunch of items that you couldn't previously customize and change the color to can now be modified. And there's just a lot of really good additional features, even new hairstyles, skin colors, eye colors. You can add more bridges and inclines to your town. You can, I think, with a DLC, you can add partitions into the rooms of your house,
Ooh.
to, which is a really cool feature. But you gotta get the DLC for that,
Hmm.
which I might. I haven't looked at the DLC and what it entails, but that might be fun.
Yeah, make yourself a little breakfast nook or something.
Yeah, because you
Uh,
have
Tom Nook comes into your house to like pay you for licensing fees for his name.
I already paid off my entire debt. It's fine. I got over 1 million bills in the bank because I abused the stock market.
Mm.
That's how you get rich in Animal Crossing. That's how you pay everything off. Is you use the stock market. Because what you can do is if you have what me and my brother do is one of us will go and look for a Sunday in which they are selling turnips at a low price, and then another person goes and looks through the time travels, moving their clock in game clock around, and until they find a day in which the turnips are being sold for a very high price. So somebody buys all the turnips in their town, brings it over, and then sells it in the other town. And
So it's not so much abusing the stock market as it is abusing the internal clock of the Switch.
yes,
Ah.
to make massive profit on stocks. Turnip boy commits tax. Yeah, basically. And me and my brother have been doing that for years because we always play Animal Crossing together. And when you've been playing these games for as long as we have, you really don't want to sit there and grind for like 2 years to pay off your debt to Tom Nook when you can just do it in an afternoon.
Mm.
So
It's always been interesting to me that this light-hearted, happy game always opens, like every entry in the series opens with you being in crippling debt. Like that's whew.
yep.
It's an interesting choice for such a laid-back, casual game. Is like, hey, you owe so much fucking money.
Well, the first thing is always okay. You can pay off your debt. All right. Now listen. And then Tom Nook comes and he slides over to your knee. He puts his arm around your shoulder and says, "Hey, now that you paid off your debt, if you want, I can upgrade your house and make it even better and bigger. It's just gonna come with a little bit more debt. Now I don't need to force you. I'm not going to force you, but if you think your house is tiny and hard to live in, just ring me up."
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, this house is tiny and hard to live in, and there's so many furniture options and cool things that I want to do. Guess I'm gonna go expand it. And then you get more and more and more debt as you expand, and grow your home until it gets to the maximum size. And then you pay that off, and there you go. You're good. You're done. And then they update the game and be like, "Oh, by the way, you can now upgrade the storage in your that you can have in your house. So it's where you store all your excess items. We can give you like 800 more storage spots, but you're gonna have to pay Tom Nook again, 500,000 bells up front, no loan." Then I reach into my bank and I'm like, "Well, it's okay. I have millions from the stock market." My villager really is probably hated by his other villagers. Doesn't like most of the people there. Has a lot of money. Lives on the hill behind everybody in the rich district.
Yeah, you are kind of just like that one asshole that everyone hates a little bit.
Literally, my town is divided into like sort of more of a central district that has all the shopping and everything, then more of an eastern district that has a lot of the farmland, and is more natural, and then there's the northern district, which is just all like stone and has the wealthier characters there. And then atop that, after you go up these steps, like at the very top of the island, there is my character's home that has a small pond and a pool and a fountain. I mean, I did spend all the money to upgrade this entire village.
So what you're telling me is you turned your Animal Crossing town into your own personal fiefdom, is what you're telling me.
I turned an island with nothing onto it into a place that has infrastructure and roads.
It's just just the advancement of colonialism, I guess, is what's going on here. Like,
I arrived at this island with 2 other people. Those 2 people did nothing. All they did was run around and play with butterflies while I went fishing and abusing the stock market and laying down roads and terraforming the island, adding in Mario warp pipes to teleport around the island.
We have a Walmart now.
Building up the shop, making an economy. Getting giant Godzilla statues and placing them on the beaches. Classic
weird.
Things.
So weird.
We have a gazebo now.
Live out your industrialist dream, I guess. Animal Crossing.
I put in a vending machine and a restaurant.
Animal Crossing. The March of Progress.
Exactly. Now, you should see some Animal Crossing villages. I've seen people just make up straight up modern cities that are insane. Because they give you a lot of cool stuff that you can work with. Oh, I also have a mecha.
Of course you do.
It's like the hardest thing in the game to make. Because it requires multiple gold ores, like 100 iron ore and star fragments, I think. A bunch of rare items. But yeah, Animal Crossing, where you arrive at an island and then decide to build a city. From the ground up, literally. I'm working on opening up an amusement park. I need to get more Nook miles so that I can afford the rare outdoor furnishings that would allow me to fully develop my dream amusement park.
Okay.
My own sort of Disneyland, you know?
So, Patient just posted a fucking Google search to Mecha accidentally. So, the first thing that comes up is fucking Mecha Bingo, because that's a big brand in this country. So, cool.
Anyway, Animal Crossing version 2.0, very good. Lots of awesome features that make it much easier to make the island however you want it to be. Gives you a lot more creative freedom, and I really appreciate that. Like they've been updating this game consistently over the like year and a few months it's been out, and I wasn't hit just with the new updates, but also all the old updates. Because it's like you talk to the villager, and it's like, hey, I haven't talked to you in a year and 2 months, and I'm like, wow, you were counting, huh?
Yeah.
Sorry. It's okay though. I'm gonna go build us a gazebo, and then I built us a gazebo.
Everyone likes gazebos.
Yeah. They added all the Mario items and stuff in, so you can dress up as Wario or not Waluigi, but Luigi, Mario, Wario, and Princess Peach.
Yeah, who would want to
As well
dress up as Waluigi? That's stupid. No one likes
I
him.
would actually, I would love a Waluigi costume, but we don't get that.
It was a joke, dude.
I know it's a joke, but I would actually like that.
That was the joke.
You know,
Yes, that was the joke.
Yeah, I know. Okay. If I get 9,900 Nook miles, I can get an ATM and put it outside so that I can access my money easier. Probably not gonna do that.
So if you spend enough money, it can be made easier to spend money.
Nook miles are not gained through money; they're gained through doing activities around the island daily. So it's like you have your list of sort of daily tasks. So you do those, you get your Nook miles, and then you can keep going, or you can just stop. But yeah, let's play that. So I went off on a whole tangent about Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I can drag you into this next tangent, Casey. It's called Cookie Run
Some
Kingdom.
of that was more objectionable than others, but all right, let's move on to whatever you were gonna say.
I was being funny. I'm not actually that mad about these villagers.
Totally believe you. Anyway.
So per Casey's recommendation from last week, I decided to go give Cookie Run Kingdom a good try. You were not kidding. That game is extremely rewarding.
Yeah.
And ridiculously so. I can already feel though that the it's going to stop being rewarding soon.
Not really. Like, if you're still just playing the events, then it will still just keep giving you shit. Like, I am well on my way to getting one of the newest characters that has broken the PvP to 5 stars to maximum level, which means I never need to get her in the gacha ever again. And that's purely through doing an event.
Is that the Twizzly gummy cookie?
Yep.
Yeah, I got her.
Yeah. That event will give you almost enough soul stones to get her completely maxed out.
Good to know. Yeah, I ran into the same issue that you had with that EXP stuff gets really hard to come by, you know?
Yep.
You're just like, well, LMAO. Guess you're just gonna keep grinding away.
I mean, yeah. Best way to get XP is just click on the houses a couple times a day. That's literally it.
Yeah, I gotta upgrade all my houses because I get massively distracted by all the things that I need to click to
Yeah.
build my kingdom, and I'm like, I'll upgrade this, but wait, no, I need to upgrade the house. But wait, no, I gotta do this, but wait, no, and then it's a thing.
Yeah. The thing to know about upgrading buildings and building new buildings, as soon as you have technically the capability of producing something, the game will start asking for it in like for the trains and the wishes and stuff like that. So as soon as you can make it, the game will start asking you to make it. So best way for that sort of thing is to just not build new shit, really. For a little bit until you get your feet under you. So
Yeah, I'm gonna level up some houses. I'm gonna get all this EXP. I've gotten really good luck with this game because the whole thing with this gotcha cookie game is
it's still great that we're talking about a gotcha cookie game, but you know, yeah.
I I I'm finding more and more people have played this game that I know, and I'm like, wait, what?
No one
One
talked about this
person's
before.
one person was like, "Oh, Cookie Run is the better game than Kingdom," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." And have you played a lot of Kingdom? Yeah, I've played a lot of Kingdom. Oh, okay. So, this game is so aggressive with how it throws advertisements and like, oh, spend $5 get all of this, spend $8 get all of this. Oh, you did something new, spend $4 and get all of these things, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
no,
Ignore all of it. You don't need any of it.
I think I'm good, thank you. I don't need to be number one in PvP. I'm happy with that. I just want to play the game, and there's this pumpkin cookie, and she's kind of cute. I want to give her head pats, I guess. Although that
Yeah.
would probably break her cookie body if I were to do so.
She's so fucking good. Her entire power is just begging her stuffed animal for help, and it turns into a giant eldritch abomination. That's it. That's all she does.
It reminds me of Noxia from Guardian Tales. It's a similar archetype of you have the one character who has their special friend that they summon to go forth, and it basically allows you to have an extra unit to tank on like a duration or on a health thing. Yeah, no, I am enjoying my time with the game because it's just so freely rewarding. I'm not sure if I love the game or anything. I'm definitely putting a lot of time into it.
It's
And
not what
I
you
am
would call
enjoying my
mechanically
time.
deep, I guess.
Yeah.
Is the thing. It's fairly shallow and it's fairly low maintenance. You don't really need to expend a lot of effort and thought while playing it, so it makes it kind of a nice chill thing to do when you don't really want to waste too much brain power.
Yeah, it fits into that like I guess brain dead area. Yeah. I am enjoying my time. I'll see what I think about it next week when I've played significantly more. I am, depending on how things go, I might end up falling off of it, but I just want to get to the point where I don't have to invest too much time into it, because I've been investing a lot of time into it recently.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm playing catch up with all the different reward systems and things that they've put in here. And it keeps enabling me. I did also go see a movie recently.
Yeah.
And that movie is The Eternals.
I have heard nothing about this film in terms of quality or even what the story is. Beyond, I
Okay.
assume it has something to do with Eternals of some stripe.
Okay. So The Eternals is the newest MCU movie. And it starts with a text scroll. That is not as dynamic as Star Wars and possesses information that you can readily infer from the movie.
In fairness, that was also true of Star Wars.
This movie is 2 hours and 37 minutes long. It features a cast of 10 Eternals. And these... Okay. Let me phrase it this way. Okay, this is... the Eternals are very different in the comics from they are in the movie. I would say to the detriment of the movie. I feel like... Okay, I'll get into it. So, 5,000 years... In the year 5000 BC, a group of 10 Eternals arrive on Earth following the command of the celestial Arasham to rid this planet of the deviants in order to save the world, right?
That kind of went in one out, in one ear and out the other, but yes.
Yeah, exactly. So Arasham sent these 10 Eternals, which are immortal beings with superpowers, to go and stop the deviants and kind of watch over humanity, I guess.
Okay, so it's fucking what's it called? The New Gods, I guess.
So these characters are, you have Icarus, his power is he can fly and shoot lasers from his eyes. You have Cersei, she can turn some things into other things.
Are these the actual names or are these code names?
These are their names.
Because they are very, very clearly names of mythological
Yeah?
characters.
Yeah, you have Gilgamesh.
Oh,
Gilgamesh's power is that he is strong.
Oh boy.
You have Kingo. You have Sprite, who is this eternally a child.
I see what you did there.
Bright shock of red hair. Her power is illusions. And then you have you have Thena. Not Athena. Don't. I mean, she is Athena, but we're not using the A.
For reasons.
She's a warrior girl who can summon weapons made of light, which is pretty cool. And then you have some other people whose names I don't remember.
I feel like this is starting to sound like a masterclass in, quote, why we spent 5 movies setting up the Avengers first.
So, the movie does something. Because these characters are eternal, it likes to do something which is jumping from the ancient past to present day. And we start 5,000 years ago. These characters are coming down. They're stopping the deviants, and they're meeting up with humanity in Mesopotamia. And then present day, and Cersei is in London, and she's dressed normally. And I didn't know her name was Cersei at first because of her accent when she first introduced herself. I heard it as sassy. Anyway,
Okay.
I won't go into the full specifics of the movie, but it goes between past and present and different times in the past and then back to the present. Like 4 or 5 different times.
It also sounds like a film you wouldn't want to take a bathroom break during.
Yeah, it's 2 hours 37 minutes long. It's a very long movie. There's no real character development. I like some parts of it. There was some humor that was good. But this is probably my least favorite Marvel movie. It's just the acting's not great. The movie loves to do tell don't show. A lot of the dialogue and back and forth is kind of bland and obvious. The action scenes are pretty, but like it didn't feel like a good Marvel action scene. Whenever an action scene happened, it felt like it was like a DC thing. Where nobody's talking, they're just kind of fighting, and like the fights don't have a lot of character put into them. The director, by the way, this is her first time directing an action movie.
That's always good.
She won awards for her dramas and everything.
That's not relevant to action films.
But she's never done anything with comic books, never done an action movie, and she was one of the writers as well. Which lots of kind of unknown names with the writers. This is not a good movie. I do not like this movie. I would not watch this movie again.
It seems like when you get a director and writers that are doing something wildly different from their genre, especially when it's stuff like drama stories going to action stories, like there's actually no, that pretty much goes in the other direction as well. There's an assumption of what those stories are supposed to look like, and it's supposed to look like they have a fight. Next scene, let's get to the interesting stuff, the stuff that I'm interested in, which is because it's, coming from drama, it's a lot of talking. So you have a lot of tell don't show. Because that's the way they're used to getting things done and getting the story moving.
I've never seen a movie have so many different twists to its plot, and then all of them have no impact. It's like, well, actually, you thought it was this. Let me explain everything right now to your face. Cool. Are we like an hour into the movie? Cool.
That is kind of a running trend of a lot of Marvel stuff nowadays. I keep coming back to Loki and that last episode that was literally just a 40-minute exposition dump. But, it's odd. But Patient makes a really good point in the chat that I really think we should acknowledge. What are the good things about the film? Like, let's try and be positive.
I'm gonna be positive. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The visuals are really great. I actually really love the visuals and a lot of the CGI stuff. when you get to see Arsham, like that is an amazing design. I actually really like it. So the CG is just on point. Gilgamesh, who's this like big Asian dude who likes to cook. I love him. He's a great character. And I need to look up the other characters' names because I don't remember most.
It was Icarus, who was Cyclops but with wings.
It was it was Phaistos. Phaistos is he's the black guy. He's like the inventor tech dude. He was cool. I liked him. I think he was an interesting character to have around. He had a story and a whole motivation because he had gone on to start his own family. You know, he's a gay black man, and he was starting. You know, he adopted a son, and they were living peacefully before the entire rest of the Eternals burst into his life and are like, "We need your help to deal with this issue." And Kingo, who's a Indian guy, his whole powers revolve around like shooting things with these special energy things. He's cool, and in the sense that he's a funny Bollywood man. He always has a camera around, always going for the star power, and he has this this assistant who is the most charming assistant Indian man with a camera that I've seen. I like that. I like some of these characters, and I feel like I was saying this to my friends before, but I feel like you could edit a good movie out of this one. Not a great one, but you could definitely. I think this movie died in the editing room because it's not like it's unsalvageable. But it could have at least been better than it was.
That's a shame.
Yeah. I think also the issue is you have in Guardians of the Galaxy, you have like 5 characters, right?
Yep, and they were all fairly standard. You know, you've got the big guy that takes everything literally. You've got the smart-ass rodent. You've got Gamora, the girl. You've got Peter Quill, who is just a generic protagonist, and you've got the tree that literally says 3 words. They were very simple characters.
And when you double the size of that cast, it's very hard to do.
Like, from the sound of, I think it was Phaistos, just him alone, like, they wanted to do some work with this character, and it sounds like they did. Like, there was some depth there, but that's kind of the problem. Like, you've got one character that has a lot of depth to them. I don't know whether they gave that treatment to every character or attempted to, but that's more than you can handle in 2.5-hour movie, unless, again, like we go back to the Avengers example, you have 5 films to set these characters up.
Like, Phaistos comes in like 2/3 of the way into the movie. Like he comes back into the plot after being in the flashbacks of the past. Which again, I really wish that they didn't do that. Of the constant back and forth.
Did they explain how the Eternals didn't, like, I guess they just don't really give a shit about anything that's going on Earth except the stuff that's to do with Eternals?
The explanation given when somebody finds out, oh, you're an Eternal, why didn't you help with Thanos? And then straight up, she says, we're not supposed to interfere in human conflict. this is kind of a
it's sure a good thing that Thanos isn't an Eternal in this one. Like, that was a thing, wasn't it?
oh yeah, Thanos is an Eternal.
Yeah.
They don't explicitly say it in this movie, but I'm pretty sure that's still the case.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Especially because of in one of the end credit scenes, a character shows up named Star Fox, and he says, "I am the brother of Thanos, and I am an Eternal."
Oh, cool. So they're idiots.
Yeah,
I don't quite know who I'm referring to, the characters or the filmmakers and the writers. Oh boy. Okay. This is why you don't have massive universe-spanning conflicts and then have these super powerful characters written to have been present for the entire time, but just decided didn't want to do anything, because that's really hard to. That's a square peg in a round hole, is what that is.
like I tend to be pretty forgiving on movies if it's just like, oh, it's just dumb popcorn stuff, right? And I'm not going to break it down and be like, oh, these are all the problems, because obviously it will have problems, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Every story has problems in the telling. That's just a fact of writing in general.
yeah, the thing I always will judge it by is, did I have fun watching the movie? The answer for this one is no. I did not have fun.
That's a shame.
I was looking at my phone and checking the time. The emotional scenes did not hit, and I can see the story that they wanted to tell, but they just didn't tell it well. And by story, I mean like 10 different stories.
Yeah.
There's one character who is Makari, and she is deaf, but she's also like the speedster of the group. And she's gone throughout the majority of the present day events. Then they go back to their ship, and she's just there. She was just chilling in their ship for like the last whatever many years. She's just there now. She's with them now. She doesn't really get any depth or anything for her. She's just there. The only thing is, oh well, she has a bit of a romance thing going on with another character, but that's it. Yeah, it's. I would not recommend seeing this movie, but if you want to find out for yourself and form your own opinion, then by all means go ahead. Set aside 3 hours, and don't say I didn't warn you.
Yeah, and probably watch it at home rather than in the theater, because if you need a bathroom break, you're liable to miss a lot by the sounds of it.
I saw it with my parents, and both of them had to leave during the movie to go do a bathroom break, and I'm like, I'm gonna hold it in. I'm gonna watch this entire thing, and I did. And yeah, hey, Spider-Man's coming out though next month, so
yeah. The best thing about the Eternals is the Spider-Man's coming out soon.
no, the actual best thing about the Eternals is that Jon Snow is there, and he's I guess he's going to be Black Knight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jon Snow's there, and he has he's going to be the Marvel character, the Black Knight. And you know what? Sure, I'll be happy for that.
I have no idea who that is.
The Black Knight is an original. He's a Marvel character who was one of the. He, I think, premiered in the '60s as part of the Avengers. Has a cursed sword and everything.
Okay. So
Apparently, he's going to be. Yeah.
we've kind of gotten into the weeds as far as Marvel
Yeah, I had to look
universe
it up.
goes.
I
Yeah,
had to look it up. It was just like, yeah, sure, but like we are stretching.
yeah.
Yes.
This is the reality of where we are at this point. Captain America's gone. Iron Man's gone. Uh, Thor is. I don't fucking know.
They're making it. They're making a new one. Yeah.
They are making a new one, but it's not about Thor. Um, um, Black Widow's gone. Yep, she is absolutely gone. We're gonna have the other Black Widow that was, to my knowledge, fairly quickly pushed aside for the original Black Widow in the comics. So that's cool. Okay. Hawkeye's still around. Like,
Yeah.
fucking everyone shits on Hawkeye, but he's still here while everyone else fucked off.
Don't forget about Hawkeye. He's still there.
Oh
Thanks
boy.
for sticking around, Hawkeye.
Yeah, but we're getting his legacy character now in his show, so that's gonna happen. He's gonna retire, and we're gonna have a bunch of names that we don't actually know in the Marvel films now. So even the ones that have even a little cultural osmosis for people to cling on to, just completely gone. And we're getting new stories because they've run out of comics to adapt, basically. Well, they've run out of good comics to adapt, which is why we're getting Lady Thor. So yeah, that's Natalie Portman as Thor. She was the best part of those films, absolutely.
At least we got the Ragnarok director.
Yeah, he's a very good director, and if anyone can salvage it, like, oh boy,
It's Taika Waititi.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not
Anyway.
bitter about any of this, but at the very least, we usual mantra for new films that kind of don't live up to the old ones is, hey, the old ones still exist. We still have the original Marvel run. We have Iron Man to Endgame. That'll still perfectly fine. Arguably, Iron Man to Far From Home, Spider-Man. Because as that goes, that was a pretty solid, hey, things are going to continue and Spider-Man's going to come into his own as a hero and as an Avenger. And as a jumping off point, that's actually pretty solid, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
A good denouement, I guess.
Next year's gonna, I think, have a better selection of Marvel movies than this year.
Yeah, I mean, in absolute fairness, this year's films were produced last year in the bad times. So
which we get like next month we get obviously Spider-Man, then next year we get the new Doctor Strange movie, and then the Thor movie, and then the weird one, which is Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, which is a Black Panther movie without Black Panther.
yeah, I don't. Is it a spoiler to say what they're probably going to do with that?
Make another character into the Black Panther.
Yeah, it's going to be the little sister.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah.
I feel like that's an obvious thing, but
Yeah. All I remember of her is she's a super genius, she's mouthy, and she fucked up in Infinity War. Those are the things I remember about Shuri.
Everybody kind of screwed up in Infinity War.
In fairness, yes, but that was pretty much her one moment to do a thing, including in
Yeah.
Black Panther, and nope.
Well, hey, other than all of the media and video games and stuff, which I did play my Party Superstars. I think I mentioned that last week, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I'm gonna play it again today. After this, and I went out, got a present for my little brother, and I got my booster shot on Thursday,
Yeah.
and then I had to teach first grade on Friday.
Ooh.
And teaching first graders when you are suffering from the side effects of the COVID-19 booster shot is not an experience I recommend.
No. Yeah.
Um,
No.
Headache, body aches, shivers, a bit of nausea,
Hmm.
exhaustion. Plus, my left arm just really hurt from where they injected it.
Yeah,
So I really couldn't.
I had trouble sleeping because of how bad my left arm was after mine.
Oh yeah, I also had trouble sleeping.
Mm.
It was rough, but I made it through it. And then right after that, I went to go see the Eternals. So
In
probably
fairness,
not the best state to see the Eternals in.
might have contributed to your negative opinion a little bit. Like, I don't think it would have saved the entire film if you were in a better headspace, but that's
My
not
parents were of
usually
the
how it
same
works.
opinion, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, my mom in particular is very vocal with. She hated how they kept jumping around because it made it very hard for her to follow it, and
Yeah.
My mom's very quick to call out when things are silly and don't make sense, or things just happen because plot. And that happened a lot.
Mm.
So, yeah. That's it for my week. Sorry to get all depressing and ranty.
Mm.
At least the cookies are still fighting.
Yeah. Put down the cake rebellions.
Build a Walmart.
Actually, that is the current event of, like, hey, we're releasing, what was it, fucking, jelly mart or something along those lines. You can build a convenience store in your... That is absurdly appropriate for the conversation we've had. Yeah. Kingdom's first jelly mart grand opening. Okay. God damn it. Okay. Patient, how's it going? How you doing? You good? Sorry about the negativeness of stuff, but Zero's Mardy.
Well, I've been alright. Almost finished at this point moving into my new apartment with Zomniac.
Yeah.
And Hornet, though he's dealing with some stuff right now. I'll leave it at that.
Fair enough.
My past few weeks have been alright. Among the remarkable things, I haven't downloaded this mod that I found that it looks... the videos that I've seen of it have been rather entertaining. The loading zones of this Pokemon Emerald game are completely randomized everywhere
God, that
except
thing.
Oh, yeah. That thing. I saw that. Oh man, I would want to play that.
I would want to play it too. It is delightfully entertaining. Also, a couple of nights ago, I wound up playing Mario Party Superstars myself.
Hey.
It was actually streamed on the channel of a streamer that I follow, Pagato, the final boss. We
Oh.
played we played 2 games. It was pretty enjoyable. It was an honor to be able to just play alongside him, and I'm looking forward to being able to do it again. Though, fair warning, he's not particularly family friendly with some of what he says.
That's most streamers. Yeah.
Yeah. Beyond that, I also came across. This story has been climbing the ranks for a while. I finally got around to reading it myself, and I decided to make a trips page for it.
Okay. So a One Piece South Blue self-insert?
Yes.
There's not much known about South Blue beyond they have revolvers. Ace
And-
went there for a bit.
And hence, there is a good deal of world building, and it's very, very well done, if I say so myself.
Yeah.
I recommend giving it a look. Well, beyond that, work on some of our stories is coming along pretty well. We're stalling a bit on the denouement of this bite, but we'll be getting to it soon enough. And for my own project, I have finally gotten a rough draft written for the prologue of one of the stories that I want to publish. The Pokemon self-insert that I posted a little while back. So I just need to keep going on that one. And any other new developments? Not really. Things have just been going about as well as they can be work-wise. And as far as things with my family goes, I'm still visiting over there rather frequently. In fact, as soon as the podcast is over, I'll be heading over there. Sunday is pretty much the one day of the week that everyone has off so that we can still spend time together. So I'll be heading over there after this.
Well, have fun with that.
Yeah.
Not too much else going on. Just continuing to live the life and enjoying being alive. Yeah, not much else to remark on.
That's a good thought
All right.
to leave on, is enjoying being alive. Just, yeah, some stuff kind of sucks just in general about the world, but hey, we're alive.
Yeah.
It's a little
Indeed.
thin as inspiring thoughts go, but just take what you can get nowadays. So, there is a lot more we could complain about. That would be worth complaining about that we don't have to deal with, I guess. I don't know.
I might as well recommend this one as well.
Yeah.
Platinum Pirate is a crossover between One Piece and Pokemon Platinum.
I
It's
honestly thought you were going to say JoJo.
it's set in the Platinum Post game, wherein Champion Lucas, canon name I believe,
Hmm.
is just exploring a reported disturbance in the Silesian ruins when the cluster of unknown overwhelm him, and he ends up warped to the world of Pokemon.
It's
No,
always,
the world of
always
one.
the unknown.
Always, yes. They are quite versatile and volatile. So
Mysterious. Unknown, you might say.
I'm supposed to be the Punjin Master here. As I was saying, he gets dropped into the water and fished out by some familiar faces that any fan of One Piece would know. Care to guess?
The Kid Pirates.
No.
Oh. Trafalgar Law?
No.
Jewelry Bunny.
Smoker and Tashigi.
Okay, I was being an asshole of just picking random people, but that's actually pretty, yeah, okay. Fair enough.
So he meets up with them on their way to Alabasta Kingdom to track down the Straw Hats. So he pretty much enters headfirst into the adventures of the Straw Hats in Alabasta, and well, for want of a nail, is taken quite seriously here. Especially when the second chapter has him going up against Ace in Nanohana with the help of Smoker and with the help of Vaporeon, which uses Rain Dance. Can you imagine?
Wow, okay. That's a big deal for so many reasons.
Oh, yes. The story is young, so I'll just. It's got 4 chapters out right now, with the 5th in the works. The author is dealing with final exams at the moment. You know what that's like. So yeah, this is I highly recommend the story.
You say you know what that's like about final exams, and I immediately go, wait, what were final exams like? I don't know whether that's a blessing or a curse to have been so distant from any kind of exam taking that it's completely gone from my memory. Oh boy.
Yeah, so I'll just leave it at that.
Fair enough. Zero, you did classes recently. What were exams like?
You know, where you sit down and then you have to do a couple hours or an hour and a half where you have to answer either multiple choice or short answer or essay questions. Exam stuff. That's how it be.
No,
I had to take a 5-hour exam before in order to even get into the credential program
not
for
ringing
teaching.
a bell, but okay, fair enough. That's apparently a thing people do. Apparently a thing that I did, I guess, at some point.
Better if you don't remember.
I feel like I've regained the innocence of youth. Anyway, what have I done this week? I made cookies, I guess. Not actual cookies, because, I would burn everything down. But, fake ones. So that's the thing that I've been doing. I played a fair bit more of Rogue Legacy 2, which is still really, really good. I found that I have not yet, in fact, found all of the areas in the game. So it is,
That's a good feeling.
yeah, like early access game, very much not finished. They're still adding areas to the game. I have been playing. How long have I been playing for? I will pull up my Steam count and wait for it to update because it wants to do that first because it needs to tell me about a new fucking offer that I'm not going to take advantage of. But Rogue Legacy, I've been playing for 12.2 hours. I have beaten 2 bosses. The first area of the game is now fairly easy. The second one is doable. I have barely touched the third. Because of a quirk of character generation, I was able to take a brief look at what I assume is the fourth, and died almost immediately. I am still finding so much more content in that game. It is very content rich. I am enjoying it a great deal. I will be happy when I have time to play a lot more of it. So that is still very much a recommended purchase from me. That is a very, very good game. Worth the money even in early access. Yep. Oh, and I found a couple more interesting things that inheritances, or like traits that your characters can get. One of them is, I think it was clownanthropy, where your character at some point got bitten by a clown and is now a clown.
That's pretty funny.
But they can also kick off anything.
Wasn't that an episode of Dexter's Laboratory? I'm pretty sure that was an episode of Laboratory.
Yeah. So the kick attack that you can do, that you use to bounce off of things, you can do that to walls. So you can just scale any wall. Which, considering one of the areas consists of buildings that have outside scalable walls, makes certain parts of the game very, very easy to traverse, if not actually fight through. So that was a neat little thing that can just happen just by rolling the right traits. And again, it gives you a health penalty for having that, but still, it's pretty interesting. And there is also one for synesthesia, which is beautiful but makes things hard to see, because with that, everything in the game leaves a colored trail behind it that does not go away. So you move and leave a colored trail behind you. The enemies move and leave a colored trail behind them. The little spiky balls that piss you off in some of the rooms that just sort of bounce everywhere, they leave a colored trail behind them, and obviously the longer that goes on, the less of the room you're able to see.
Isn't that the chase scene from The Emperor's New Groove?
I have no idea. I have not watched that film in 16 years. So that's, I don't know, maybe. And there was one more, which is really dumb, but I love it so much. There is the trait of diva, where there is a spotlight on you, on your character, and there is a spotlight on every character and moving object in the game. Everything else is pitch black. So you get like a few character widths to actually see around you, and you can see where the enemies are, but you can't see where any obstacles or anything are. Uh, and also, when you kill all of the enemies in the room, there is a loud cheer of an audience, and roses start falling on top of your character.
Oh, I like that. That's
That's
pretty nice.
it's so dumb, but I love it.
Yeah, I can see the appeal.
Yeah, so that was
You live applause.
that was a fun run. It was not very long lived because uh, there is one area of the game that is designed around poisonous water, where you have to traverse by doing the downward kick on very specific points to get across gaps. So if you can't see 5 feet ahead of you, you're kind of screwed. You just have to make a leap of faith and hope you can see all the things that you need to hit to get across. So you lose a lot of health doing that, unfortunately. But, I really love this game. Like after I basically finished Hades, I was really hoping for another roguelike game. And this is scratching that itch very much. So this is great. I love it. Trying to think of what else. It is now Monday, so I get to post publicly the chapter that I was really looking forward to writing last week. Not last week, the week before. So that's going to be fun. I hope that is well received because I put way more work into it than I thought I would. So that's cool. Or it is cool now, and the anticipation's great. But I'm. Last week's reaction to me posting something publicly was not so great. So but yeah. So that's pretty much all I've done this week. Yeah. I feel like I watched something actually, but it's escaping me completely. I don't know. Hey Zero.
Yeah, it's Patreon time.
I was gonna say it's November, but also yes, it's also true. It's Patreon time.
Oh boy. Let's just get this thing loaded up. Get me. There we go. Okay, so let's go to this little thing. So, thank you to everybody who donated to our Patreon.com. Thank you. You all are lovely people.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you to Sailor of House Thunderbird for your $1 donation. Thank you to Vale for your $10 donation. Thank you to Boy by Fresh for your $20 donation. Thank you to Ryu for your $3.50. Thank you to Greek Guy for your $1 donation. Thank you to Ethan F for your $10 donation. Thank you to Bomber BCM for your $1 donation. Thank you to the Crossbrain for your $10 donation. Very kind. And thank you to Troper37 or Tempest Troper for your $10 donation. You guys are great. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Casey, say something.
Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel any better, I actually wasn't looking at Cookie Run Kingdom that time. Like, now that I've said it, it sounds like I'm covering, but I actually wasn't. I genuinely wasn't. Yeah, Patreon. Thanks everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's an episode. So that's just pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It was a little negative and stuff, but we had fun. We had fun, right?
I had fun, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So thanks for listening. We got Discord link in the description. We hang out. No, Kenchi's not there. Save me some fucking time. Except you probably don't actually listen to the podcast. You just come from Kenchi's link in his profile to the YouTube channel, and then go to the description and see, hey, there's a Discord. Maybe I can talk to Kenchi there. The answer is no, but
One day, the prodigal son will return.
maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah,
IDK. LOL.
and Patreon link in the description if you feel like it. We very much appreciate it. Keep everybody in good spirits and happy and stuff. Bye,
Okay.
everybody.
Bye.
Until next time, whenever that may be.